Speedway.
If he gets across the line with the checkered flags, there's going to be a lot of tears flowing out of the eyes of Castroneves, and you can guarantee he'll run straight for the fence. So let's hope he can hold it together here for the next 8 laps.
Well, it'll be well earned. He's driven flawlessly today. That track temperature now down to 107 degrees. It's cooling fast, and it really seems to advantage Castroneves. He's going faster and faster than Hildebrand in second position.
Cars are spread out now for him. He doesn't have a lot of traffic, so he can take his time. He's got a nice gap built up, almost 4 seconds now, and he doesn't have a lot of traffic, like I said, so he can afford to take his time now and not make any mistakes.
Helio Castroneves has led well over 2/3 of this race. 211 laps led today. We saw a similar beatdown by Joseph Newgarden, even more so last year. James Hinchcliffe led well over 200 laps back in his win in 2013 here.
Just watching those bright red gloves from Castroneves, the car looks very well balanced, a lot of precision in the hands, just driving to the limit of the front tires, not trying to force anything as Roger Penske looks on.
I'm looking at the times right now. He's got Andretti in front of him. Andretti's running a 19.1 and Castroneves a 19.5, so he really doesn't even have to pass him. He's got a big healthy lead now. It's down to 3.2 from 3.9, but he doesn't really have to push the issue now because the pace is kind of evened out for everybody.
3.5 laps to go for Helio Castroneves. That's J.R. Hildebrand, more than 3 seconds behind. Under 3 now for Spider-Man.
You know, ever since Penske asked him to conserve tires, he's been working the high line, staying off the bottom, giving the tires a break with the longer radius, and it's really paid off.
I think this win will mean a lot for Roger Penske, too. He and Helio have a very special relationship. They've worked together for so many years. And Castroneves is a lap and a half away from breaking the drought.
His lead now at 4 seconds over second place.
And we're poised for our 9th different winner of the season. Graham Rahal and Joseph Newgarden are still going at it for 5th position. White flag for Helio Castroneves. Under a mile to go to win for the 30th time in his career. On the backstretch, J.R. Hildebrand is nearly 4 seconds in arrears. Castroneves, 2 more turns to go. Checkered flag, win number 30. It snaps a more than 3-year drought. And Castroneves squarely is in the championship hunt.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to climb the fence. It's been a long time. Woo! Great drive, Helio. Hell of a job, guys. Great job. You dominated them today, bud.
217 laps led, and Helio Castroneves wins for the first time since 2014.
Wonder if he can remember how to climb.
Well, I think he can remember how to climb, and like I said earlier in the race, I think this is going to open the floodgates again for him to start winning again, because like I said, when you go a long time, you start to question whether you can get the job done anymore, and he certainly got it done today. His team said you dominated. I would expect him, it's going to be a showdown between him and Dixon the rest of the year.
The championship difference is 8 points right now, but that's not on the mind of Helio Castroneves. It's winning for the first time in 3 years. Listen to the crowd.
Well, he said on the radio the one thing he wanted to do was find a fence to climb, and it is the first time since Detroit 2014 that he's had that opportunity, hugging the Penske car for the first Penske win here at Iowa. Helio, we'll let you get your helmet off here, but we are dying to get your thoughts on finally making it here and climbing that fence.
I wasn't young as I used to be. I tell you what a car. Hitachi Chevy was unbelievable. Oh my goodness. What a great car, what a great team. What can I say, man? what a race. I'm speechless. I want to thank obviously RP and those guys, Cindric, and my engineer, my group number 3, and my teammates, man, because we are working so hard together. But Hitachi Chevy was running, man, on rails. I mean, I'm talking about foot on the outside. We had a little bit of issue in the beginning, but after we set up the car, it's great. What a great feeling. It's just like the first time, man. Oh, man, this is awesome. Woo.
Just before the start of the race, there was speculation. You were asked about your future, and your answer was, what I need to do is win today and then win the championship. When you said that, did you think you had this good of a shot?
Listen, we've been close so many times, and finally our luck was a little bit on our side. We didn't have a problem with the yellow. Car was on it. You know, everything what happened behind the scene is behind the scene. I'm just so honored to be part of this organization. A great group of guys. So now TC, all the Penske drivers won, man. That's for you, man. But it was awesome.
Now, it's a big day for the team as well. Obviously, you talk about each one of the drivers having a win. I know how emotional you are, but for a team like Penske, here come the teammates, Simon Pagenaud. This is a close-knit crew. They know how long it's been for Elio, and they knew this day would come at some point. I do have to ask you, we knew this day would come at some point, but did you? Did you start to doubt whether you'd have another win?
Oh no, I never doubt. That's actually not even in my thoughts, especially with those guys. I have to say, great support and special team Penske. They never gave up on me, and we've been always there. We were always good, and I'm glad RP is back. Great strategy, and man, what a day, guys! I'm telling you, this is like so cool. It's like I'm winning for the first time. Oh boy, this is amazing. I just want to thank the Lord, obviously, to give me strength, to give me power, and but I have to thank the team. And Hitachi's car was so on rails today. It's not about, believe it or not believing. It's about having everything happens on the right time. We didn't put a wheel wrong, even through traffic. We didn't panic when the car was a little bad. I tell you guys, we gotta keep digging. Let's keep working on it.
All right, his 30th win, go celebrate. He's done a lot of that already. Robin?
Well, RP, you finally won at Iowa, and you did it with an old man.
Well, I'll tell you, I think this is our 11th or 12th time. These guys have been real tough on us here, but to see that run that Elio made all day long, I think he controlled the race. We had very good pit stops. You could see that, but, you got to have reliability, and you got to have a guy behind the wheel that knows how to climb the fence.
Here's the thing. I wrote a story yesterday that said you might be going back to 3 cars next year, and he may be a full-time sports car driver. And he said at the end of our interview, the only way I can keep my job is to win the championship. Would that be a tough decision?
Well, I don't know about that. I think that there's a lot of speculation on what's going on here. Look, we got a big season to finish here, and we all normally announce our season at the beginning of it, not in the end.
Right, but he's only 1 point out of the lead right now.
That's terrific. I know that Scott didn't have the day he wanted, but he's going to be awful tough, and great to see all 4 cars compete the way they did today. Good racing out there. Courtesies there when you had to, and you're passing cars a lap down, and thought the officials did a good job putting that red flag out.
Well, we're glad to see you back, because the big rumor in Elkhart Lake was you were buying a country or something, and you weren't there, so everybody was nervous.
No, I was at the America's Cup thinking about building a boat.
All right, Anders, Roger Penske wins at Iowa for the first time.
All right, and J.R. Hildebrand, it wasn't a win for you today, but you equaled your best result in the 2011 Indy 500. How's this result feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I definitely think under some slightly different circumstances, we had a car to win out there. Guys made a great call to pit early and then get out in the lead at the end and try to just hustle all the way. I think, if we had been on kind of equal tires with Elio, we might have had something for him there at the end. But, all in all, just really excited for the Fuzzy's Vodka crew to get on the podium here again. They definitely deserved it after the weekend that we've had. And, hopefully this can get us kicked off for kind of the stretch run going into the rest of the year.
All right, thanks so much. Over to you, Kevin.
All right, what a story today. What a show. Elio Castroneves back in victory lane for the 30th time, and he surpasses Rick Mears on the all-time win list. You're watching NBCSN's coverage of IndyCar, brought to you by Honda, an official vehicle of the Verizon IndyCar Series, and by Pengrade Motor Oil. Make the grade. Helio Castroneves is still working his way to victory lane. Celebration just paused for a moment, and it will resume here at Iowa Speedway. Don't forget, right after we're done, we're going to Indianapolis for Red Bull Global Rallycross. GRC coming up right after we're done, just after 8 o'clock Eastern here on NBCSN. Back to Jan.
And the championship point leader still remains the championship point leader, and that pass at the end with Tony Kanaan was helpful. That was another 2 points. You now lead by 8. So good damage control today?
Yeah, it kind of was. You know, we really struggled. The NTT data car, we were just so loose, especially on the restarts. And about 25, 30 laps into a run, we could beat up the right front a little bit and actually then start carrying some speed, but I could only run the high line. As soon as I got on the bottom, I just, almost spin out. So trying to pass traffic was really tough. But yeah, it was, a fun race. Physically very difficult, I thought, just because I think our car was so neutral. I was fighting it all day.
All right, thank you, Scott. Maintains the championship point lead, Katie.
And Ryan Hunter-Reay charged his way all the way from 15th to a podium finish. Ryan, you weren't very happy when I talked to you yesterday. What changes did you make that made it work today?
A ton. Credit to this team and to the engineering department for making the right calls. When I got here, it was so loose. It was very uncomfortable to drive. We made some changes. We only had about an hour and 15, hour and a half of practice, and we made the most of the time, made the right changes for warm-up, and then again made the right changes for the race. Started with too little front wing, so I was dealing with a lot of understeer all race, but finally towards the end, we got it dialed in there, and it was where I had the car that I needed finally. Just wish I had a few more stints at it, but it was fun. Great to be back on the podium. Happy for DHL, Andretti Autosport, and especially this 28 crew. We've had a lot of misfortune this year, and but we have 2 or 3 podiums now, so we just need the momentum to get going, and that's most important.
Kevin Ryan said it. They've had a lot of misfortune, but he said earlier, this feels like a win.
And he's equaled his best finish of the season, including the Indianapolis 500. We've still got plenty more to go as we watch Helio Castroneves climb out and celebrate a win at Iowa.